Welcome to the Unstoppable Profit Podcast. Wherever you are today, if you're starting with nothing or are well on your way to the success you desire, with the right people, processes, and promotions in place, you will be unstoppable. And now, I'd like to introduce your host, Mike Stromsoe.
Hey, greetings, everybody. This is Mike Stromsoe coming to you live from the Living Agency Laboratory, and I am excited and pumped for our next guest on the Unstoppable Profit Podcast. And I get questions all the time about, Mike, where to get your energy? How do you keep your energy up? Because every time that we get in touch with you, we see you on a video, etc., you seem to have all of this energy. How do you do it? Well, I am happy to share with you today one of my secrets to my secret sauce of energy, my friend, one of my health coaches, Lisa Harris. Lisa, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much, Mike. I'm just so excited to be here with you, and I can feel that energy coming at me.
Well, let's bring it to everybody out there on the planet, and let's share with them some of the secrets of the energy that I get because of my relationship with you. Friends, let me tell you a little bit about one of my business health coaches, I should say, Lisa Harris. See, Lisa is an MS, RD, and I'll let her explain what those are in just a second. She's a dietitian, and I've heard her say on a mission for proper nutrition and on a mission to simplify nutrition, if I can get that straight. So anyway, she's an international best-selling author and speaker, which gave us something to talk about when we first met, which is fantastic. She's a member of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. She holds a She holds a BS in dietetics from UC Davis and an MS in foods and nutrition from Cal Poly University, Pomona. She's also a nationally certified personal trainer and a group fitness instructor with the American Council on Exercise. Great stuff. Thank you, Lisa. But in addition to that, which gives us even more in common, she's a proud mother and a grandmother. She lives in Temecula, California with her husband and her 2 black cats. She's the owner of Enduring Fitness for You, where she helps people live independently, vibrant lives as long as possible. In her first book, Building Your Enduring Fitness, Age-Defined Strategies That Boost Your Vitality, was actually published in 2018. Today, I'm going to take a deeper dive and see if I can get out of Lisa all of the secrets that I know she's implanted in here for me. Again, Lisa, thank you for being on the podcast.
Very good. I'm ready to go.
All right, fantastic. So one of the best things, thank you again, that you've done for me is part of our relationship is you feed my body the healthy stuff, which is what it needs. Not all the stuff that I like to eat, all the healthy stuff that I need. So I make sure that's part of my first hour and 15 minutes every morning, which people have asked me that, Mike, how do you start your day and what are you doing? Well, part of what I do in the first hour and 15 minutes is I use one of Lisa's products. But before we go there, Lisa, let's talk about how do you define fit for success?
Okay, this is so critical for your listeners because everybody needs to have the energy, that high level of energy to make it through the day. There are so many things that business people now need to tackle, especially these days. This is business like it's never been before. So we're looking at not only more energy, but healthier, more resistant to illness. Certainly, if you're an entrepreneur, you don't have anybody that you can call in to take your place. Improved concentration, mental and physical prowess, because the physical goes right into the mental. You need to have that strength in your body and in your mind to meet all the challenges. Fantastic.
So I know that one of the things that we've coined in this particular year, because of everything that's going on around us, we've positioned it through our study, the Great Reset. So we've kind of reset and we're in the next normal. And I know that I haven't slowed down for 1 second, partly because of you and everything you helped me with. So thank you for that. And it has given me more energy, less illness. In fact, I haven't been sick at all and I feel great continually, but it is that improved concentration, which is one of the things that I face. One of the things that we teach around Unstoppable Nation is focus, follow one course until success. And being focused all the time can be difficult for some of us, but you've helped me with that improved concentration and that ability to concentrate. Thank you.
You're welcome. My pleasure, absolutely.
Yeah. So let's help people with some strategies, things that can help them out, some takeaways from this podcast. So what are some of the top 3 strategies that you can share with people either watching or listening to this podcast to support their peak performance?
Great. Perfect question. I'm going to talk about 3 things. I'm just going to list them, then I'm going to go back and talk a little more about them. So the first one is movement, because we really can't talk about health unless we talk about getting our bodies in movement. The other one is sleep. It is so critical to get that time, and especially now we know that sleep is when your immune system is really kicked into high gear, and is also the time when your immune cells will actually better attach to any infectious agents that come in. So trying to get that uninterrupted sleep is just so vital. And then the other thing, of course, is food. And I think we'll spend a lot more time on food, but food is absolutely the foundation of our health. What you put into your body, your tempo, what you honor it with, is going to manifest itself in good health in so many ways. And we've got a double stressors right now with the holidays and the virus kicking around. And so let me just backtrack for a second and just give some key information on movement, because I think people forget about movement. Everybody probably thinks about water and sleep and food, but we also know that when you are active, we're also activating an army of immune cells that are going to be just flooded into your bloodstream while you're exercising and for a few hours afterwards. And how many hours a day do you think people sit?
Well, in today's environment, way too many.
Way too many, way too many. I mean, I've heard that we're only active 3 hours a day, and you know, you can figure it out from there. So here's the deal. Our bodies are built for movement. Think what, millions of years ago, we were running to get our food or trying not to be food. And our bodies, our genetic makeup is to be moving. So if we sit a lot, if we're very sedentary, we might as well just tell our bodies to get ready to die. It's just as simple as that. And what the research is showing is that when you sit for a long time, there's an increased possibility of all kinds of chronic diseases from your brain, Alzheimer's, cardiovascular diseases, mental health, cancer, diabetes, all of those. And if you are sitting for a long time and you stand and you walk in place or march in place, go around the block, whatever, for as little as 90 seconds, what you do is you start to get that blood sugar, those blood fats out of your bloodstream and into the cells to start working. So you get that energy, and then you're lowering your risk of diabetes and heart disease just by moving. So I'm always telling people, every 30 minutes to 60 minutes, set an alarm if you have to, get some way to get yourself out of that chair and get walking, get jumping jacks, squats, whatever it is, for 1 to 3 minutes. And that's just, is so good for our bodies. And I was just reading the other day that there has been some recent research where they've looked at what is happening when people are sedentary, because the amount of sitting has, you could guess, increased during the last 9 to 10 months. So there was one study that was done where they looked mainly at older people, in their 60s, and they had them decrease their walking, their steps, to 1,500 per day. So to put that into perspective, if you were to go to the grocery store, a pretty good sized grocery store, and maybe walk up and down the aisles a couple times, that's about 1,500 steps. And a lot of people aim for 7,500 to 10,000 or more per day. So 1,500 is cutting way back. Some of my older clients that are housebound, that's about what they get. So what the studies found was, if you take people and you cut their activity down substantially, they started seeing problems with their insulin. So their insulin wasn't working as well.
Mm-hmm.
And their leg muscles were starting to get weaker and smaller. So, and this was only in 2 weeks. We know it's just so critical to get that movement. And you don't have to get 30 minutes every day in one big chunk. If
Right.
you just look at your calendar and can't figure that out, you can do 10 minutes. I did a 10-minute walk before this, I got on with you. You can do a 10-minute walk around the block. You can do squats and jumping jacks and push-ups for a few minutes. Any movement is better than none. And that's where we're at right now. We're just really trying to get people up and moving.
Absolutely. And in the current environment that we're in, when everybody's been told to stay at home, et cetera, and not to move around, you can still move around. We just have to get in the right mindset, right?
Right. And I just did a talk yesterday and I called it Harvesting Your Stolen Moments. So if you can't fit 30, 20, 10 minutes of exercise in, think about your day. If your oven's warming up, go for a walk. If you're waiting for your Grubhub delivery to come, make use of that time. There are so many downtimes, and we just have to be thinking about them. And those are the perfect time to get up, get those big leg movements going, warm those muscles up, get your heart going a little bit, and your body and your brain will just be thanking you all over the place.
Right, exactly. And if we want things to change, we need to change, right?
Absolutely. And This is something that's 100%. This isn't genetics. This is 100% under your control.
Absolutely it is. So it's all about choices. I heard my wife say many, many times as the kids are growing up. So, and I 100% agree, because of our relationship, you have taught me what to put into my body and a lot of ways not to, and I'm not following it 100%. I'm doing the best I can, Lisa. Thank you for your ongoing encouragement. But with that being said, I've noticed, and I was thinking about that and listening to you, I woke up this morning again, totally rested. I slept great again last night, and I seem to be sleeping better than ever. I mean, even with everything going on. So thank you. Thank you for the lead and for teaching me the right way. You rock. And I agree with that movement thing. I learned from one of my great mentors, who at one point, this was probably sometime within the last 12 months, was talking about how to live to 100.
Oh.
Now, at the end of the day, if I get to live to 100, I'll be, extremely fortunate and grateful. But part of what he was saying about that was movement.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely key that we get up and move around. We can't be sedentary. So great stuff. Thank you so much. So let's focus on that third item.
Yeah.
Food. And I don't want to be insensitive here, but, something that we heard, I heard at least growing up, I can't speak for others, was, garbage in, garbage out. And, sometimes the conversation was you put a lot of garbage into your body, sometimes you get garbage out. And so that's maybe kind of a mind thought for this third item, the food item. You see, I know we all get busy, excuse, right? Not busy, productive is what we try to talk about. And frequently we just fall back on fast foods, convenience stores, and whatever you can get there. And of course, we're heading to the end of the year, and my wife, world-class baker, and she, you know what she says, Lisa?
What's that?
She makes all this incredible stuff, and it's sitting there on the counter, and she goes, just don't eat it. And I'm like, honey, it's 8 o'clock at night. It's been one of those days. I'm a little tired, and I deserve just a little something, right?
At least she could hide it from you.
Right? Well, it is. I mean, we got stuff in the freezer, and everywhere I look, there's some of it there too. So, so with all of this in front of us and around us, Lisa, and we're also busy, or AKA productive.
Right.
Okay, what are some simple tips to help us?
Okay, great. And you hit it perfectly, because there's so many temptations, there's so many ways that we can get off track with our eating. And I always tell people, nobody expects people to be 100% perfect on their eating habits. I'm not. I'm a dietitian, and I'm not. 80 to 90%, that would be great. What I try to tell people is really focus on simplicity. It's try to eat the foods in their natural state. If you pick up a food label and you can't pronounce all of the ingredients, maybe you ought to put it down and try making something yourself. It's safer, it's cheaper, less expensive, and certainly you have 100% control of all the nutrition that's in it or the stuff that you don't want in it. So first of all, homemade whenever you can, and try to have good sources of protein. Protein is important. Of course, there's lean meats, there's beans, legumes, there's low-fat cheeses, there is tofu, there's all kinds of things. And fiber. People forget about dietary fiber, but fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and whole grains are really good sources of dietary fiber. Dietary fiber is so good for our gut. We have trillions of microbes in our lower intestine, and they just feed on that good dietary fiber that we put in there. So if you can combine for breakfast, especially for breakfast, some good high protein sources with some good fiber sources, that could be something like oatmeal or a whole grain cereal with some low-fat milk. You could have scrambled eggs or scrambled tofu with whole grain toast and some nice vegetables in there, throw in some fruit. Same thing with snacks. You want to have snacks that have some protein and some fiber, because what that's going to do, going back to our energy, that's the combination of those two things, the fiber and the protein. So those foods are not going to be digested quickly. They're going to help stabilize your blood sugar so that you don't have that dip at 3 o'clock and go looking for your wife's cake or a candy bar or something like that. And I can give you some real quick samples of some good snacks. So peanut butter and an apple, great snack. You've got the fiber, you've got the protein. Greek yogurt with strawberries, a protein bar, and you want to look for something that doesn't have a lot of sugar in it, but has at least 5 grams of fiber, because we want to keep that fiber. A smoothie of some kind. You could have a whey or a soybean-based protein powder with some fruit, excellent source of a protein there. And you could have something like yesterday's leftovers. Pinto beans, scrambled eggs with some toast or something along that lines. And of course, fruits and vegetables. They are absolutely the foundation of a healthy diet. And the recommendations right now, I think many people are shocked, 7 to 13 servings per day. And that is a lot. And again, I don't know anybody that gets that much fruit and vegetables into their diet.
Well, I know one, and I get to look at that person in the mirror of truth. Hang on a second. And just in case you haven't seen it, Lisa, this is our affectionate mirror of truth.
Oh, I love it.
There's only one person that stands between you and success, right? So ultimately, at the end of the day, obviously there's a mirror right there, right? So anyway, in the mirror of truth, I know somebody who does get the proper amounts of fruits and vegetables thanks to you. But I have a question to back up to something you just said. Yes. You said rice cakes.
Did I say rice cakes?
Did you? Or what, tell me about rice cakes, because I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, it's something that I snack on once in a while.
Okay, I don't think I mentioned, but that's fine. I can talk about
I could have misheard it. But
I think I'd said nice cakes that your wife makes, but maybe I didn't. But rice cakes are a great, if you get a whole grain one, you get some nice fiber in there. You can add something to it. You don't want to get something that's got a lot of sugar in it or whatnot. Right. But certainly you can put a nut butter on it, or you could eat it with a fruit or something. And that would be certainly a snack that would be worth looking into. Absolutely.
Good, thank you. Yeah, because that's something that I identified. I read the labels, and you're absolutely right. If you can't pronounce what's on the label, maybe you shouldn't be ingesting it.
Right.
But yeah, I think that's fantastic. And they are nice cakes, by the way. Thank you. I will do my best to stay away from them. I could just say, hey, my friend Lisa, my health coach said I can't have any of that. Maybe there's my mindset. And I also learned in my journey and learning more on hopefully how to better take care of myself and give myself more energy so I can help more people. You know, we should shop around the edges of the grocery store, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Not in the middle.
Right. All those processed high sugar, high fat foods. Yeah, mainly in the middle of the store there. Yep. And then around the edges, you've got your milk, your produce, sometimes your whole grains if you pick properly on the breads and whatnot.
Yeah. So 7 to 13 servings of vegetables a day is what's recommended. And I remember a good, very successful business colleague of mine recently was touting to a group of people. And of course, I was just putting my 2 ears on and listening to what he was saying. But he was, if you will, bragging a little bit. Not somebody in our industry, it was another business colleague in my local community, but he was saying how the fact that he never gets sick. And he was talking about the fact that he goes to one of those large box stores and he buys this and this and this, and then he goes home and he mixes it all together and then he drinks it. Mm-hmm. Well, my thought was, I don't need to do all that extra effort. I've got my friend Lisa in my corner who just takes care of it for me, and she causes it to arrive at my house magically without any extra effort on my part. So, Lisa, these 7 to 13 servings a day, they're so important to our immune system, concentrated fruits, vegetables, etc. How's all that possible?
Well, it is possible. You could actually eat 7 to 13 servings of fruit. You'd be eating fruits and vegetables all day. I discovered an answer a couple years ago, which is basically a company figured out how to take fruits and vegetables, harvest them at peak ripeness, dry them, concentrate them, and put them into either capsules or chewables. And with the amount because when it's, a lot of the fruits and vegetables are 90% water. So really, when you concentrate them, you really can get a big punch in a small amount. And these products are able to provide the nutrition of 30 fruits and vegetables. We've got a fruit blend, a vegetable blend, and a berry blend. Now, I can't say it's the same as eating, obviously, 30 fruits and vegetables, but we like to say it's a way to bridge the gap between what you are eating and that optimal amount of fruits, vegetables, and berries that we know is going to give you that fuel for success. And this product is called Juice Plus. And like I said, it's something that I heard about a couple of years ago. I've been taking them. My husband, we sponsor our grandchildren. They get to eat the chewables at no cost, as I know you have one of your grandsons also. And so this is convenient. Like you said, it comes right to your door. It's affordable. It's non-perishable. So some of my older clients, they would not dare buy a bunch of bananas or a bag of lettuce because there's just no way they can eat it. But these aren't going to go bad. And it's simple. And you, in the beginning, in the introduction, you said dietitian on a mission to simplify nutrition. This is just a simple way to get all that good nutrition. The products are backed by 40 plus published gold standards research studies that are in prestigious scientific and medical journals. And for me as a dietitian, that's what really sold me on these solutions, these blends, was the fact that it's real food, and it's got all that science behind it.
That is fantastic. And she's exactly right. That's part of the secret sauce for me. And I've been using it for quite some time now. It's super, super simple. I've got myself in the habit. When I get up in the morning, I make my coffee, I get my Juice Plus, I put it right there on the counter next to my coffee, I get everything else ready, and then I go ride my bike. And I get my movement in for, however long I go, 40, 45 minutes, whatever it is. Then I come back, and it's just part of my morning regimen, and I feel great consistently. I sleep better. Not that I didn't sleep too bad, but now I sleep even better. I feel rested. It's just been a great, great help to me. And so anytime that I come across something in my own journey that is so helpful, based on my experience, I definitely want to share it with the world. So Lisa, thank you for sharing about this amazing product, secret sauce, if you will. And I know you have another piece of secret information, and it's not so secret anymore because so many people are talking about it, but the Tower Garden too is part of that arsenal. So maybe sometime in the future we can get back on and talk about that. But
I would love to do that.
Give everybody either watching or listening some information about you, how to get in touch with you. If they want to learn more about this very important piece of the health puzzle, if you will, to get that energy and everything else, tell them how they can reach you. And if they have questions about, quote, the Tower Garden, which is part of that, you can talk about that as well with them. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So you can give me a call at 951-533-2612. That's my cell. And then you can email me, and my email address is Lisa, Lisa, at enduringfitnessforyou.com. So that's the word enduring, ENDURING, then fitness, then the number 4, the letter U.com, enduringfitnessforyou.com. And that is my business umbrella. So there's information there about fitness as well as nutrition. And my website for the Juice Plus is Lisa Harris, all together, then RD, registered dietitian, .juiceplus.com. So Lisa Harris, RD.juiceplus.com. And you can put all caps, some caps, all small letters. It'll get you there. And then you can just browse through all the products that we have and check out that. If you're a geek for research like I am, you can look at all the research information. It's all right there.
Or if you're not a geek like I am, and no disrespect to people who like research and science, I highly admire them, but I'm a fire-ready AIM guy. If you're a fire-ready AIM guy or gal, 951-533-2612. You can call or text. Lisa will respond. She's very responsive. I'm grateful for my relationship with Lisa Harris. Lisa Harris, a dietitian on a mission to simplify nutrition. Thank you so much for being on the podcast today. Thank you for sharing this amazing information, which, if we choose to follow it and take action like we talk about in the UPP and in Unstoppable Nation, it will happen for you as well. Lisa Harris, thanks again.
Thank you so much, and happy holidays to everybody.
Happy holidays, everybody. And by the way, oh, that's right. Thank you for the prompt. I forgot about that. You know, a lot of people around this time of year are trying to think, okay, what am I going to do differently next year that's going to change things for me, right? And I will suggest that a lot of people, their health is on the top of that list. So if you're thinking about making that change next year, changing your habits, making that simple, big doors swing on little hinges, right? It's the little hinges, and, small choices plus consistency plus time equal massive results. So if you're looking to make those small changes and you're looking for something new, or maybe a new and better way to get that energy up for the new year, again, get a hold of Lisa, 951-533-2612. I'm glad we remembered to get that in.
Yes.
He can help you get the new year started off right. So again, Lisa Harris, a dietitian on a mission to simplify nutrition. Thanks again for being on the podcast.
Thank you, Mike.
All right. Take care, everybody. Oh, by the way, anybody, if this information is helpful to you, make sure you share it with anybody and everybody out there. UnstableProfitPodcast.com. Make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss any podcast with these game-changing strategies to help you every single day. And of course, we're out there on all the podcast channels. Just look us up, UnstableProfitPodcast.com. Please share with everybody you know. If something you heard here today or saw here today is helpful to you, share it with your friends, your family, everybody else out there to help them become more unstoppable. All right, Lisa, have a great day. Thank you so much.
You too. Bye, Mike.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. If you would like to listen to more episodes or share this podcast with someone you care about, please visit www.unstoppableprofitpodcast.com. Now go out and make a difference. Be unstoppable and leave no regrets.